Item number 15 is South Walton area traffic improvements. Mr. Ben Moody.
Good evening. The item I have back before you is in regards to improvements to the South Walton area traffic. Last meeting, we had residents come in with some concerns about this area, and it was brought to the council's attention that we've been working with residents in this area over the past decade, and most recently over the last few months to kind of really try to do something in that area. The area has wide streets, long straightaways that is just really inducive to speeding. And so there's been different attempts over the years to place speed bumps, different striping, different signage. And it's really been problematic because that's not that effective, and especially with the reduced traffic. Yuba City PD doesn't enforce traffic in that area. It's still under Sutter County Sheriff's jurisdiction. And so without that tool to really put the police officers down there and enforce traffic, those measures with striping and signage, it just hasn't really been productive. And so we've kind of taken a close look at this area. We've done some data analysis, looked at the volumes of traffic, the east-west direction, north-south, some collision history, and then just really around the park. So the items before you start out with 6 main areas. There's problems throughout the subdivision. We kind of wanted to key in on these 6 areas around the park specifically, and then a couple of the high traffic incident areas. Last week, this is where we had the incident where the last meeting where they went through the house there on the corner. Up here, we've had a few car swipes and different totals where people kind of hooked this corner real fast to go up to Lincoln Road to the Walgreens up there. So right now, what staff is doing is we've gone out and we're measuring the existing conditions before the stop signs, and then we're going to take the studies and information after the stop signs so we can kind of analyze how effective they are and kind of get a handle on how well they work. Because there is some reservations that the stop signs are meant to aid pedestrian traffic for the crosswalks coming across there, and then also due to issues with sight visibility and different things, and not so much for speed, but they can have that impact near adjacent to the stop signs. So with this item here, we're proposing to put stop signs all 4 directions. Currently, most of these have them in 2 directions, but we're going to go through and put them on the 2, make it an all-way stop, and then put crosswalks in to facilitate around the park and the other areas because it's stop controlled, which will help pedestrians come across to the park and its high use. So with that, we reached out to a local striper, Chris Company, who was the striper for Garden Highway project. We got kind of an estimate of what it would take to put the striping down in thermoplastics so it would last and hold up, and then street crews would put up the stop signs and the signage. So we have an estimate that's approximately $8,500 that we utilize our striping account for, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.
All right, any questions of staff? I do have a speaker request on this item, so I'd like to open public hearing and invite Frank Hamra to come and speak on this item. You have 3 minutes to speak.
Good evening, Mayor and City Council members. My name is Frank Hamra. I've lived in the Cypress subdivision, which surrounds Happy Park, the area we're concerned with, at 1625 Alicia Drive for over 15 years. I have emailed all of you my observations, suggestions, and photos of the traffic situation in that area. I have not staked out Happy Park like some creepy stalker just to find fabricated, exaggerated, isolated, or anecdotal evidence to support my claims. I walk my dogs around that park. I've done it for 10 to 12 years. and I've been doing it a lot more in the last 4 to 5 months. I've been walking around the park 3 times a day. Just this morning, I observed a big green Yuba City transit bus traveling west on Pebble Beach Drive from Sanborn Road at a pretty good high rate of speed. It was traveling so fast that it actually entered with 2 of its tires into a the bicycle lane on the right side of the lane there, with 2 of its tires, because it couldn't negotiate the curve there going that fast. It's really common for people to do that. They cut the curve off because they just can't negotiate the curve going the speeds they're going. As the bus continued down the street to the the bus stop located at Pebble Beach Drive and Portola Valley Drive, the city has placed a radar traffic trailer out there by Happy Park, and as it slowed down to stop at the bus stop, up came the speed on the trailer, 28 miles an hour. Okay, I surmise it was probably doing close to 29 to 30 miles an hour before it even started to slow down, because the radar caught him slowing down, so he was obviously going faster. Anecdotal, isolated, or exaggerated, I don't think so. It's typical for traffic down Pebble Beach Drive. I would like to thank Yuba City Public Works Department, particularly Mr. Moody, and Diana Langley, and the City Council members for getting on board with the improvements you are suggesting and supporting in Agenda 15. And oh, by the way, I'm walking my dog today. I noticed little white painted circles on the lawns where the proposed stop signs are going in. So I want to thank you all.
We're just being proactive. That was in case there was a positive vote tonight. All right. Close the public hearing, bring it back to the council for action.
Mr. Mayor, I'll make a motion to approve staff's recommendation.
And I'll second that.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
Well, and I thought I was the only one that got the cart in front of the horse sometimes, but I'm glad to hear Public Works is doing that also.
Being proactive
Yes.
as much as possible.
All right. All those in favor of item 15, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously.
Thank you.